In this video, we'll look at multi-mode questions. A multi-mode question is a question that can be displayed on a test as either a multiple-choice question, an objective short answer question, or a subjective short answer question. Multi-mode questions can easily be toggled between their three modes, allowing instructors to increase or decrease the difficulty level of a test with a single click of the mouse. It's important to remember that you can only toggle a multi-mode question through the different question types in a test. You cannot toggle a multi-mode question in a question set. Here's an example of what a multi-mode question looks like in the test generator when it is displayed as a multiple-choice question. Notice that the question type is multi-mode with multiple choice in parentheses. This lets you know that it is a multi-mode question, but it is currently set to show on printed and online tests and in exports as a multiple-choice question. When a multi-mode question is toggled to one of the short answer options, the answer choices are hidden. Here is a multi-mode question toggled to an objective short answer question, which will be automatically graded on online assignments. Here is the same question toggled to a subjective short answer question, which will need to be graded manually. This is what a multi-mode question that is set to display as a multiple-choice question looks like in an online assignment. Notice that it looks no different than a regular multiple-choice question. Here's the same question on a printed test. This is how a multi-mode question appears online when it's set to display as one of the short answer question types. Here's the same question on a printed test. Let's create our own multi-mode question. First, we'll click the New Question button, and then select Multi-mode. When you create a multi-mode question, you write it as a multiple-choice question with a list of possible responses. However, you need to be careful when writing the question text. You want to make sure you write the question in a way that makes sense as both a multiple-choice and a short answer question. Avoid making references to answer choices because those choices will not appear when the question is displayed as a short answer question. Here are a couple examples of the correct way to write a multi-mode question. Which planet is known for its great red spot? What does NASA stand for? In these examples, the questions don't refer to answers. That means they will make sense regardless of whether the answer options are displayed or not. Here are a couple examples of phrasings to avoid. Select the correct definition for alliteration. Which of the following is not a phase of matter? Notice that both of these questions refer to the choices that follow the question. If these questions are toggled to short answer questions, they won't make sense to students. Keeping these examples in mind, let's write our question. Our question reads, what makes up most of the volume of an atom? That should be clear whether there are choices visible or not. Now, I'll finish writing the question by entering the answer choices, as I would with a multiple choice question. The correct answer for this question is empty space, so I'll select D from the answer drop-down list. Let's click OK to save the question. Notice that after we create our question, it displays as a multiple choice question. Let's take a look at how we can toggle the question from one type to another. Right now, our multi-mode question is set to display as a multiple-choice question. There are a couple of ways to toggle the question to one of the other question types. The first is available on the test menu. On the test menu, there is an option to toggle all of the multi-mode questions in the test. This is helpful if you have several multi-mode questions and you want to toggle them all to different question types with a single click. Another option is to toggle a single question. First, we'll select our multi-mode question. Then we'll select the question menu. And we'll click Toggle Multi-Mode Question. This will toggle just the one question we have selected. This is helpful if you have several multi-mode questions in a test, and you want some of them to display as multiple choice and others as short answer. After clicking Toggle Multi-Mode Question, our question is now an objective short answer question. Let's click the pencil icon and edit the question. Notice that even though the question is set to display as an objective short answer question, when we edit it, it is a multiple choice question. Whenever you edit a multi-mode question, it will appear as a multiple choice question in the Edit Question dialog box. Let's toggle the question again from the question menu and see what happens. Now the question is a subjective short answer question. Each time we toggle a multi-mode question, it cycles through the 3 question types in this order: multiple choice, objective short answer, and then subjective short answer. If we toggle this subjective short answer question, it will go back to the beginning of the cycle. The question is now a multiple choice question again. And that's how you can create a multi-mode question and toggle it through its different modes.